Hey, we're the Bot Lobby Podcast, and we're going to take you through everything you need to know about Warzone 2.0, all the crazy changes. Katie was there at COD Next, and we have her raw gameplay to walk through, but we have the map pulled up, Katie, Al Mazrah.
Welcome to Warzone 2's official map, Al Mazrah. Not only is it the brand new map, but it is the largest Warzone map ever made, and it includes some COD fan favorite POIs. You have the likes of Terminal, Quarry, Observatory, and more. Everything you want, that nostalgia, that freshness, it's all here in Al Mazrah.
Yeah, and we've got some gameplay to show up as well, and you can see the incredibly different amounts of verticality to play with. It's not like Caldera where there's just a peak, or Verdansk where there's just buildings around. There's a mix and match of the two, from Observatory all the way down to marshlands.
And one of the biggest parts of that to me is visual clarity. I know that we've had a lot of pros and cons about that in the past, but what was most impactful to me was how crisp and clean your feed was. It was easy to see people. It was easy to engage in long-range gunfights and to see the terrain and the POIs around you. Not only that, though, but all of the water. So much of this map has water mechanics in it that I cannot wait to explore.
So the circles start by closing normally. It's traditional Warzone. It's going to restrict the playing field, force people to a little bit smaller location on Al Mazrah. The second circle does the same, but this is where it gets weird. When the third circle drops, it splits into 2 to 4 mini circles.
Now, those mini circles can encompass areas of the map previously taken over by the storm and will close in round 4 like normal. But it's in round 5 where things get interesting, and you see that final circle appear in between all of those mini circles, and those circles will rotate in toward the final one.
Yeah, and then it closes like normal at the very end to find your singular or team winner. Like you mentioned, Katie, there is water everywhere. As you can see it on your screen right now, not only can you swim in water, you can shoot underwater with a pistol. You can land on top of the water, float above the water, shoot your main AR or what have you. But there's also boats, Katie.
There are boats. I was able to drive the RHIB around. It is very exposed, but its speed allows you to get from point A to point B quickly. However, GOJJ, you do have to be careful about that turn radius, because as you can see, it really leaves something to be desired and can potentially put you in some sticky situations. But there's also another boat called the Armored Patrol Boat, which does offer more security while you're traversing the waterways.
Yeah, there's a ton of ways to traverse this map and a ton of new vehicles as well. So here's all the vehicles. You've got the ATV back, the UTV, which is like the buggy with a bit more cover. The tactical vehicle is different. It's like a Hummer with a 50 cal machine gun on top. Then you have a 4x4 hatchback, like a car you put in your driveway. A little more all-terrain. There's the SUV, similar to the Jeep. And then our Big Bertha friend, the cargo truck, maybe a little bit less cover.
We won't worry too much about the tanks, because you can find those in Ground War. But what we know and love, the heli is back in Warzone 2. But we got to stop here for a second, because the heavy chopper is a topic of discussion. One of the big things about it, it can hover in place. It is incredibly sturdy and durable, and while you are piloting it, your teammates can run around in the back of that chopper to take shots at people in and around the map.
Yeah, exactly. It can hold like 20 people, it seems like. Then you've got the boats, like we mentioned. The RHIB is one of them, and then the Armored Patrol Boat, which give you a bit more cover and maybe a bit more handling to rotate around the map in crazy ways, because you're going to need it. So here's the other thing that's different about vehicles. Not only when you find them can you pick them up and drive them around, but they have a limited amount of gas.
Yeah, it's not unlimited now. You can't traverse the entire map and not expect your gas tank to run dry, but there's also going to be gas stations in and around the map. Now, you take your car and all you have to do is head right up. You don't have to do anything. It will automatically begin to refuel your car and repair it from any stray bullets that might have come your way. And that also applies to boats as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can even shoot out the tires of vehicles, and then, like you can see here, mount out of the window and on top of vehicles. So vehicles are going to be a crucial piece to Al Mazrah. Now, I know we're all thinking it. Are there loadouts? The answer is no, but let's take a look at the buy station and talk about what there actually is, because the buy stations have been completely reworked. You can see it on your screen right now. There's a couple different menus: buy weapons, buy gear, and in the gear menu in particular, you can buy things like self-reses and ammo plates, but also armor box munitions like you used to be able to, Molotovs, Claymores, and the like. Of course, UAVs are in there as well. But what's different, of course, is that you can't buy loadouts. Instead, it's weapons.
It's going to be your weapons, and the more you want on your gun, the more attachments you have, well, the more it's going to cost. So players are going to have to get creative because on Al Mazrah, money is a hot commodity, and you're going to have to come up with builds that give you the most bang for your buck when you're going to that buy station. And of course, while we weren't able to access the upgrades portion at COD Next, you will eventually be able to go into that at buy stations and pick up some attachments as well.
Yeah, and even buying back your teammates has been more expensive. Money seemingly is king. So cash is king. That's the motto for Al Mazrah. Now, of course, while you're trying to grab cash, you might run into some enemies. And if things don't go your way and you do end up going down, well, the Gulag is back, but it's quite a bit different. First and foremost, it's pretty dang open and beautiful, might I add, but it is about twice as large as our old Gulags. I mean, look at this thing.
It's twice as large because there's twice as many people in it. Yes, it is no longer 1v1s. It is all about the duos. You will be paired with someone who recently died alongside you in Al Mazrah to fight against another team. There's also AIs in the Gulag to keep things mixy. And of course, you don't come in with a weapon either, GOJJ, because all the weapons and tacticals you need are on the ground.
Yeah, it might be random, like a snapshot grenade or a shotgun. You might find an AR. Make sure you don't shoot the AI as you're going, but also different. Instead of a flag that you capture in the middle, you just saw it on your screen right there, a jail key is dropped near the middle of the map. If you grab the jail key, you can actually run to either exit, either your base or your opponent's base, and get out of dodge, which of course you could just kill your enemies. But hey, why not run away if you can?
We mentioned that there's AI in the Gulag, but there's also AI scattered around the entirety of Al Mazrah. But if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge, there are high-density AI areas located in and around the map called Strongholds.
Strongholds are really interesting because not only are there a ton of AI there that certainly shoot back and you need to be careful about, it's also high-value loot. So if you can go in and clean up some AI, you're going to find a ton of great ground loot weapons and equipment, self-reses and otherwise. The final thing, though, is if you can clear out that stronghold, you can find a special item that allows you to buy from the buy station for free one of your custom items. Well, one of the final massive changes coming to Warzone 2.0 is going to be incredible for the content game. This is proximity chat.
Now, proximity chat, if you're in the same area as someone else on the map who's not in your team and proximity chat is enabled, you will be able to hear them, but not which direction they are coming from. In this clip, honestly, I knew the end was near because once I saw Nick Merckx, Cloaksy, and Swag in proximity chat, I had a feeling things weren't going to go so well, and GOJJ, they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you go down here, it's tough, but it's a really cool feature for a number of reasons. Of course, some amazing trolling and content could be taking place, but also, hey, it's going to be a blast to run into randoms and hear them rage. Well, that's it for the Warzone 2.0 reveal, at least from what we've seen. That was the alpha build. The full build is coming November 16th, and I'm sure we're going to see a ton of changes from now until then. Leave down in the comments below what you think about all these changes. Is there anything that you wish they would have included? I know I'm excited about the customs UI. They're going to be adding in custom lobby codes, which is super exciting, and I'm sure a few more changes coming down the line.
Now, if you like this content and you're curious to know what the pros have to say about Warzone 2, well, make sure to check out more of the Bot Lobby podcast VODs, where we have already interviewed the likes of Jowo, FIFA Kill, and more. And of course, we will have more of those pros in the pipeline to talk to us about their experiences with Warzone 2.